In this video, we're going to talk about some instances when cops got humiliated by lawyers and educated citizens. Let's get started. Here we have a cop arresting a young girl. Once the cop did all the tests, he placed her in his car, and then he approached her car and started searching it.
33, 32, 31.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm cold.
No, I get it. I get it. It's a little bit cold out here. Okay. All right. So this next test is going to be the finger dexterity. Okay. So once I tell you to begin, you're going to touch each fingertip.
The girl's friends told him that he couldn't do that without a warrant. He just ignored that and started making excuses, which is when they revealed that her mom is a lawyer.
Get walking.
Do you have a warrant to search her record to
So it's going to get towed.
Okay,
So it's called.
because you guys don't have a warrant, so you
So-
don't.
Hey, listen, we don't need no gas station lawyer here. Okay?
No,
I know what we're doing.
her mom is a lawyer.
Cool. Then you
It's not a gas station
Tell your
lawyer.
mom.
It's not a gas
Tell your
station.
mom that we'll see her report.
It's not a gas station lawyer. No, it's not a gas.
So you guys are free to go if you guys want to go.
The cop then said that he was performing tow inventory search and continued to search the car. The girl's father arrived quickly after that and immediately called his wife, who's been a lawyer for 27 years.
There's a bunch of smell of weed.
Yeah, that's what I.
Here. Is this her wallet?
Yeah.
Okay, so take her wallet with her.
On the phone, she's an attorney here. She's been an attorney for 27 years.
Perfect.
There is nothing going on. I just want to see my daughter. What's happening?
So she's going to be under arrest for DWI.
The cop said that the girl was going to be arrested for a DWI. They kept arguing for a bit, and then the father said that he was going to pick up the car, but the cop said no because they were going to tow it.
So what do you need from us?
I just need to see my daughter. See what the heck is going on.
So she's going to be under arrest and she's going to be taken in tonight.
What I heard was she was telling me all kind of crazy
Of
stuff.
course, because she's higher than a kite.
I'm sorry?
Because you're higher than a kite. Of course, you tell you.
Okay, all right. Yeah, you're saying that, but
This
you don't
right here.
know. You don't know
No,
that.
I'm just cold.
You're just saying that.
I've
You
only been
don't
doing
know
this
that.
job for 18 years. I think I know what I'm talking about, sir.
Okay, you may have. I'm sure you have.
Okay.
Then the man put his lawyer wife on speaker, and she said that towing vehicles isn't a requirement. The cop agreed with that, but said that's just something they do.
Okay. Listen, they're saying that anybody who gets with DWI is getting towed. Are her dogs in there? What's going on?
My dog is. We're all.
They don't have to tow. Listen to this, honey. Please tell them. Okay, you're on speaker. Go ahead. Go ahead. You're on speaker.
My name's Roseanne Cruz. I am a practicing attorney here in New Mexico.
Okay.
I know the DWI statute, but I practice somebody able to take the vehicle and release the vehicle to that person. It's not a requirement to have the vehicle towed.
We as state police officers, we do tow the vehicle. This is Sergeant LaFay with the state police. We do tow the vehicles.
It is not a requirement.
It's not a requirement. Nope, you're right. It's not a requirement, but that's what we do. That is our policy.
We're asking you not to do this.
Okay.
Because that's additional spend.
In the end, no matter what she said, the cops decided to do things their way. The cop who made the arrest then returned to the car, where the girl told him to give her phone to her dad. She also added that her mom is a lawyer and that she's going to sue them.
Getting towed no matter what.
From her house.
Yeah, 'cause y'all don't know nothing. For real.
All right.
Y'all don't know nothing. For
Perfect. All right. So what do you need from us?
real.
A guy was just running when cops stopped him and asked him to identify himself. When he refused, they threatened to arrest him because he matches the description of a suspect.
Like I said, just come here. We're trying to figure this out, man.
Are you serious?
Do what?
I'm working out. I'm doing a run.
Dude, I just got a call for a family violence. What's your name, dude?
He still didn't want to identify himself, which is why they placed him in handcuffs. At one point, they even touched his shorts, probably trying to obtain his ID.
For being a suspect in family violence until I figure out who you are. Okay.
How are they giving me information?
Okay, you're gonna sit in the car, okay? Until we get this all figured out, okay? Because you don't want to act like
No, don't tell me anything that I'm doing wrong.
But he saw right through that and he said that he didn't consent to a search. Then they told him that they were going to drive him to the station. He didn't want to move and the cop used force to get him into the car.
You want to look at my key card?
Yeah, I'm sure I match the description.
Okay, well, you're gonna get in the car. Come on.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you
I'm
are.
not getting in the car. I didn't do anything. I'm not.
Come on. Get in the car. Get in the car. Get in the car. Quit making this difficult.
Then the cops ran into a lawyer who said that he didn't like how they treated that man outside. The cops asked for his ID, but he didn't want to provide them with that. Turns out the lawyer filmed the encounter from earlier and posted it on Facebook for everyone to see.
It's my opinion, I'm a lawyer. You can leave my business, please, so I have to call the real cops. I don't like the way he handled that gentleman who's minding his business, jogging. Even if he didn't fit a description, that's the norm that you guys use. I didn't like what he did. So I'm already telling you, I'm already going to be a witness against this gentleman. I already sent this to all the news stations. The mayor knows about it.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Okay, sir. You have your ID with you?
He also repeated that he wasn't going to give them any information. In the end, the two cops, realizing that they have no chance imposing their own laws against a literal lawyer, they just walked away. Here, a cop pulled over a guy because of the problem with his tag lights and the fact that he also has a border around his tag and blocked the county he lives in.
On top of that, you got a border around your tag that blocks the county that you live in. You can't have that on your tag.
Are you talking about the one that the car dealership was at, the black one?
That silver one that goes around your tag?
He then proceeded to ask the guy for his license and registration. He also asked him to roll down his windows. The guy was pretty cooperative and he did everything the cop asked him to do.
Where are you headed to, man?
Home.
Where's home?
On University on Pier Drive.
How long you been in Orlando? Huh?
I work here since August or so.
Okay, your address just still says St. Pete on your license.
Yeah, I need to update it.
After checking his documents, the cop proceeded to ask him more questions, such as where he lives and where he works. The guy again answered all of the questions. Then the cop asked him if he has any weapons or anything illegal in the car.
Okay. Are you concealed weapons holder? Any weapons in the vehicle I need to be aware of? Nope, nothing illegal in the car.
He also asked if he wouldn't mind if they searched the vehicle. The guy said that he would mind and revealed that he was a lawyer. The cop was surprised by this and asked him once again, but the man said pretty much the same thing.
All right, so after I'm done, if I ask to search the vehicle to verify what you're saying is true, you don't mind?
I do mind, but only because I'm a lawyer.
Okay. So you know what consented, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
So you have nothing in the vehicle?
I have absolutely nothing in the vehicle.
Okay. And you don't mind confirming that by allowing us to look and make sure there's nothing in the vehicle? As you can imagine, we hear no all the time as they have nothing and we find stuff.
I'd rather not search my car.
Okay. Cool. Just hang tight, brother, okay?
The cop then went back to his car, probably to consult with someone. After a bit of time, he returned to the guy and let him go.
All right, Nicholas. So one, you got to get that fixed, those white lights in the back. Okay? If you keep getting pulled like that, you're going to get tickets nonstop.
I'll get it.
You understand that? That border?
This guy was just filming in front of a liquor store when the cops arrived and asked him to identify himself.
Their store,
How are you?
Howdy.
Good, how are we doing?
Pretty good.
Good. Can I just ask
No,
you
you're talking to
so I
her.
know I'm speaking to?
You're talking to her.
Okay.
First, a lady cop tried to do it and failed. Then another cop showed up and started acting arrogant.
To her.
please have your ID.
I will give you my ID if you're threatening me with arrest.
I told you exactly what's happening. If you cannot do it, it's a resisting charge.
So if I
But
don't
they
give
want
you
you
my
trespass.
ID, I will be arrested.
You will.
You just earned yourself a lawsuit. Happy
Okay.
day.
Good for you, because I don't think you understand the
You go.
laws.
Oh, I understand the law very well. You don't.
So listen, they want you trespass,
I
right?
just gave her my ID. End of
No,
story.
listen, they want you trespass, right?
They have no lawful
You
reason.
have
to
no
ask me
ID
to
on you?
trespass.
The man tried to be nice, but then he went into full lawyer mode and started educating these cops left and right.
So they want
What's your
you
last name?
trespass.
Am I required to as well?
That's fine. Trespass. You just earned yourself a lawsuit.
Same last
No,
name.
that's they want you trespass.
No, you're
right?
gonna. Well, you guys are the ones demanding my ID under threat of arrest.
First name's
Now
Ben.
I'm gonna sue you.
Facilitate it, right?
So now I'm gonna sue you. You
Yes.
just facilitated a lawsuit against Coeur d'Alene, and I'm gonna win.
They basically threatened him with arrest if he failed to provide his ID. He didn't fall for this trick and continued to give them free lessons in law. He completely destroyed them with logic by saying they couldn't charge him with trespassing if he was just taking photos in a public space.
I have very good attorneys, and you have no idea who you're messing with. No idea.
So you go places looking for a lawsuit. That's
No,
your
I
goal.
go places looking to take photographs and video.
Okay.
Yep.
So it's a state
on public property.
It's a state-owned liquor store.
That's correct. Yep.
And if somebody's being, let's say, to somebody,
I was not being disruptive.
Okay, but
Where's your proof I was being disruptive? You don't
listen,
have any.
let's
you have
say-
no lawful reason to ask for my ID.
So
You
let's
made a
say
mistake.
somebody's
You
being
made a
disruptive.
mistake.
No, can you follow my question?
Your logic is flawed. You made a mistake.
He also explained to them that what he was doing is a First Amendment protected activity. The cops continued to give him a hard time, which is why he threatened them with a major lawsuit. He said he was a very good lawyer who's gonna destroy him in court.
Talk about reality, not subjective possibilities.
Well, I'm going to run the scenario by you. Tell me what you think.
No, why don't you run the proper scenario by me, which is what happened. Why don't you run the scenario that I'm standing 20, 30 feet away from the door, not talking to anybody, minding my own business, taking video on public property, and you're going to trespass me for that. You fucked up. I'm sorry. That's a mistake, and you're going to learn that today. You violated my rights. You people, under color of law, have just violated my rights. You did, and you're going to learn that. Well, I know you don't believe that. Otherwise, you wouldn't be making a stupid mistake.
So normally, yeah, we just don't. I know you think we do. We run around violating everyone's rights.
I know.
That's what
How
we
do you know I'm not an attorney with many, many years of experience of doing what I'm doing? How do you know that?
I don't.
Right. You don't know anything. Yeah. So why don't you ask the questions when you walk up instead of...
In the end, the cops, after realizing that they were humiliated by this man, just went away. Here we have a cop literally saying that he doesn't care about the law, Constitution-protected activities, freedom of speech, or any of that stuff. He just told the guy to get a lawyer and sue the city.
Let me explain this to you
This is freedom of speech and freedom of religion.
I don't care.
You don't care if I'm engaged in a constitution-protected activity. You're a military veteran.
Then go get your freaking lawyer and sue the city if you think that's a violation.
I would rather not do that.
Then do that.
We later learned that the guy was just filming in front of a building. The cop asked him to leave, but he didn't listen because he wasn't doing anything illegal. The rest of the video is basically just this cop acting all aggressive and smug, like he's got all the power in the world. Talk about a power trip.
Just that simple. But when somebody tells you you have to leave and you can't do it in front of a city building, guess what? You got to go. Just that simple. Guess what? You're gonna lose every time.
A man was just sitting in his car when a cop showed up and started asking him all sorts of questions.
How's it going, man? You live over here, or what you doing over here? I've had a couple people call in on you. Oh no, they're just calling on you saying that they don't recognize a truck in the area.
The argument between the two started when the man didn't want to give the cop his ID or provide any kind of identification. He said that he isn't required to do so by any law since he didn't commit any crime.
Let me figure out the determination.
That was my identifier.
Okay, because if I identify you and I run your check and it says you've been arrested 5 times for burglary, then I'm going to go a little bit further. If it's nothing, I'm just going to identify you, kick you loose, have a good day.
He also added that the cop needs to have reasonable suspicion in order for him to provide his ID. The cop claimed otherwise and actually asked the guy if he was going to provide his ID if he pulled up the exact statute that requires him to do so.
Am I being detained?
I'm asking you a question first before I answer that.
Until I know whether or not I'm being detained?
You are not free to leave at this time.
Okay, then I'm being detained.
Until I deactivate my lights, until you're free to go your cane. It's like a traffic stop, okay?
The guy agreed to do that, so the cop went back to his car and called someone. But that someone didn't tell him exactly what he was hoping to hear.
Well, you are committing a crime. You're trespassing.
Somebody has called in. Shut up. Somebody has called in. You don't tell me to shut up. I'll tell you what I want to tell you. Okay, you're not going to tell me to shut up. I'm 47, 48.
I don't care how old you are.
Show me the statute.
Give me 1 second.
The woman, probably another officer, told him that the man doesn't actually need to give him his ID.
I know you've been doing
questions. Go ahead and just lock me up.
What are you arrested for?
When the cop got out of his car, he saw that the guy was being arrested by his colleagues, but the guy didn't let that scare him, and he still refused to identify himself or answer any questions.
Look, man.
You didn't ask a question, man.
Look, all I'm trying to do, man, if you're PI, no big deal. We'll get out of here. We gotta confirm who you are.
I just told you to. Okay? If then arrest me for those 2 crimes.
612.
We have determined that you committed those crimes.
I haven't
committed any crime. We have to identify you.